Everyone, and thanks for tuning into Talk About It Tuesday. Today, we'll discuss having conversations with your children around opioids. As we know, opioids are a strong pain reducing medication. These medications are prescribed after surgery or for individuals that suffer from chronic pain. Opioids are very addictive and can cause serious health conditions. Today, our focus will be discussing ways to help parents identify if their child is using opioids and to share tips on how to have conversations with your children. The first thing to understand is there are legal opioids, such as prescription pain relievers, and there are illegal opioids, such as heroin and fentanyl. Both forms of opioids are highly addictive and can cause individuals to overdose. In some cases, individuals start with prescription opioids and then switch to heroin, while others just begin using heroin. Opioids are misused through being injected, sniffed, swallowed, snorted, or smoked. It is important to note that heroin is cheaper and in some communities easier to obtain than prescribed opioids, and about 80% of people who misuse heroin first misuse prescribed opioids. In 2018, 4,633 youth between the ages of 15 and 24 died from drug overdose. It is reported that 3,177 youth overdosed from using heroin or illicit opioids, and 790 youth overdosed from using common prescribed opioids. Teens may begin using opioids for several reasons, including curiosity, peer pressure, or coping measures. They use it to cope with anxiety, anger, depression, or issues at home or school. Teens may begin misusing opioids to fit in with friends or with a desired group at school or to stop being bullied. Other teens begin misusing opioids because they've seen a family member use them and are interested in knowing what it's like. Signs that your child is using opioids include hanging out with a different friend group than usual, losing interest in their favorite activities, getting lower grades, missing classes or skipping school, getting in trouble in school or with the law, or having problems with family members or friends. It is important to pay attention to your child and if there is any changes in their behavior and having conversations with them. Now we will share tips on how to have conversations with your children and help them if you believe they are misusing opioids or to prevent the misuse of opioids. As a parent, it is important to become familiar with the street names and emojis that are associated with opioids and other substances. Common street names for opioids include candy, speedball, lean, oxy, roxy, football, juice, and jackbox, just to name a few. By knowing the street names, you can determine if your child is misusing opioids or other substances. Get to know your child's friends and their parents. You can invite them over for a play date or just learn the environment where their friends are coming from. Most people who begin misusing opioids get prescription pills from a friend or family member, so it is important to know who your child is interacting with. Help your child deal with peer pressure to use drugs. If your child is experiencing peer pressure to use opioids or other substances, have conversations with them and help them come up with ways to say no or create a safety plan when peer pressure happens. And lastly, talk to your child often about drugs, the school environment, friends, and anything else that you can think of that will help you to know if your child is misusing opioids. Ways to begin having conversations about opioids and other substances include asking your child about the latest trends. These trends could be on TikTok or Instagram, but being familiar with what they're seeing and dealing with. Resources to help parents learn how to have these conversations with their children include Family Checkup, which is a free online resource that provides research based skills with conversation tips on how to help children make good personal choices. Drugs, Shatter the Myth, is a booklet that parents can give their teens that answer frequently asked questions about drugs and drug misuse, and Step by Step Guide, which is an online guide for parents on what to do if their teen appears to be misusing drugs. I hope that today's information taught you something new, and I encourage you to share this week's episode with any coworker, friends, family members you may feel may benefit from the information. Thank you for watching, and as always, if you have any questions, please contact us at cameron@ferris.edu.